Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
I thank the senator from Massachusetts, and I would note that in 4 years, the Biden administration managed to connect 0 households with the $42 billion that Congress gave them. And one of the reasons was the Biden administration, I think, engaged in petulant and partisan politics by blacklisting Elon Musk and Starlink, which is technology that could have connected particularly households in distant rural places. And I think it was purely partisan. And I would note we saw this underscored just last week when 2 American astronauts finally came back from the International Space Station, when SpaceX flew them back, and Elon offered months ago to fly them back. And because the Biden administration suffered from Elon Derangement syndrome, they stranded our astronauts in space for many months rather than accept the only ride back that could bring them from the station.
Is the Biden administration sabotaging Elon Musk? Ted Cruz sure thinks so. In a fiery Senate debate, he accused them of letting political grudges get in the way of progress, blocking Starlink from broadband funding, and even leaving astronauts stranded in space. But is that the whole story? Today, I break down the truth behind this battle over broadband, space travel, and big tech influence. Let's get into it. At the heart of this debate is a $42.5 billion program meant to bring high-speed internet to every American. The Biden administration focused heavily on fiber-optic networks, while Cruz argues that
Sure. Thank you. So, to the extent to which the Biden administration did authorize last July to contract with SpaceX in order to complete that mission, I think we should note that it began in the Biden administration. And to the extent to which, if we do move forward now with deployment of the BEAD program, all I'm asking is, if that be the case, that we just do it in the most efficient way. That's something that Elon would want.
Yeah. On that, we are agreed.
And if it's clear that it's fiber and not Starlink, that be the approach which is taken by the administration. Because if we do it that way, we'll save more money for the consumers over time. Looking forward. Let's look forward. Let's look to the future and our opportunities.
I'm a pushover when you do your JFK impression.
Today. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Hickenlooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ms. Roth. Appreciate the time you spent carved out for us in the office.
Cruz argues that Starlink, Elon Musk's satellite internet, was unfairly sidelined. Fiber is cheaper in the long run and provides better reliability, but Starlink can reach rural areas faster and more efficiently. So did the administration block Musk for good reasons, or was it political? Cruz accused them of Elon derangement syndrome, saying their dislike for Musk led to bad policy decisions. He claims their refusal to work with Musk's companies has slowed down major projects, including broadband expansion and even bringing astronauts back from space. Do you think politics should decide which tech companies get government funding? Let me know in the comments. SpaceX eventually did bring them home, but Cruz argues they should have been called in much sooner. Markey.
Thank you. Senator Markey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to see you again, Mr. Roth. Along with the $42.5 billion that Congress provided for the broadband program known as BEAD, we also provided nearly $3 billion to help ensure all Americans have the skills and the knowledge to participate in the online world. Those funds are critical to ensure that all Americans can benefit from the digital revolution. In Massachusetts, for example, residents expressed difficulties finding jobs online and obtaining other important services. This funding will help close those gaps. Ms. Roth, if confirmed, will you commit to fulfilling NTIA's legal obligation to provide the money authorized and appropriated by Congress for this program?
Senator, I will always abide by the law. And also, thank you so much for meeting with me in your office. It was such an honor to meet with someone who has had such an influence on my career with so many pieces of legislation that you authored in the telecom sector. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm glad to help to provide employment for you and so many others at the Federal Communications Commission over the years. And thank you for that. I'm glad to hear that.
Much sooner.
Many of my colleagues...
Markey and others counter that the mission was handled appropriately. The debate over broadband funding is still ongoing, with some states pushing forward with fiber while others want more satellite-based solutions. Meanwhile, Musk's SpaceX continues to dominate the space industry, making it harder for the government to ignore. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into tech, politics, and power struggles.
Many of my colleagues have raised the Trump administration's ongoing review of the BEAD program and the impact of any potential changes of the program. Massachusetts has been allocated $147 million in BEAD funding and began accepting applications from providers in January. Just yesterday, Arkansas announced results from their second round of their application process. Other states are in a similar position. Given the Commerce Department's review, should states just stop accepting applications and indefinitely pause their program and just save the money?
Thank you, Senator. As I'm not haven't been confirmed yet, I haven't had a chance to confer with NTIA's career staff, and I haven't been involved in the review process. I would hope that any review conducted by NTIA is expeditious, with the goal of expediting build-out.
Yeah, well, will you commit to a quick timeline for when the review will be complete?
As I haven't been confirmed, I'm not in a position to commit to a specific timeline, but I will commit that my goal would be a very expeditious timeline.
Okay, that's great, because I am very worried that changes to the program will cause serious delays in deploying broadband right as states are ready to get shovels in the ground. So now I'd like to talk about a specific change that the Trump administration appears to be pushing for BEAD, turning the program into a subsidy for Elon Musk's Starlink. Under the guise of making the program, quote, technology neutral, the Trump administration may eliminate the program's preference for fiber and make satellite providers like Starlink eligible for BEAD funding in all circumstances. Ms. Roth, do you support that change?
Senator, as I've said before, I would administer the law consistent with the statute and to the benefit of the American people, not for any specific individual or company. I do believe that Congress wrote the law in a technology-neutral manner, and that means an all-of-the-above solution that recognizes different realities across different parts of the country.
But let's be clear. Let's be clear. The BEAD program never excluded satellite broadband, but it did limit it. It did limit it to areas where fiber was excessively expensive. That is in the law. And that's because while satellite broadband may be cheaper to deploy in some locations in the short term, it costs far more to service and maintain in the long run. So, Ms. Roth, do you agree that fiber is a cheaper technology in the long run?
Senator, I would want to confer with NTIA's career staff before assessing a specific product or technology. And I look forward to working with you to ensure that Massachusetts gets what it needs.
It's not just Massachusetts, it's the whole country.
Absolutely.
Because this satellite versus fiber question is very central. And according to a Bloomberg article yesterday, for example, one state official found that fiber would save households $15,600 over a 30-year period. And I asked that article be included in the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
So, Mr. Roth, I strongly urge you to oppose this giveaway to Elon Musk and ensure that the BEAD program delivers for all Americans and that we not adopt a more costly approach because that surely will drain the funding that could have been used more efficiently. So I thank you, Mr.
So
Chairman.
was this all about good policy or just political grudges? Ted Cruz thinks it's personal, but others argue the government is just making smarter investments. One thing's for sure, Elon Musk isn't going anywhere, and this fight is far from over. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.